Hi everyone, welcome to Pep Talk. I'm Pauline Morini, and today we're going to talk about something very important that kills 375,000 people a year in the US. Take your guess. The killer I'm talking about is atherosclerosis, or coronary artery disease, and it is the most common type of heart disease in the United States. According to a 2015 report from American Heart Association, heart disease kills more Americans every few years than have all our past wars combined. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in the United States, killing nearly 300,000 women in 2017, or about 1 in every 5 female deaths. About 1 in 16 women aged 20 and older have coronary heart disease. Do you know what that is? Coronary heart disease is caused by plaque buildup in the walls of the arteries that supply blood to the heart and other parts of the body. Plaque is made up of deposits of fat and cholesterol. Plaque buildup causes the inside of the arteries to narrow over time, which could partially or totally block the blood flow. Too much plaque buildup and narrowed artery walls can make it harder for blood to flow throughout your body. When your heart muscle doesn't get enough blood, you may have chest pain or discomfort. Over time, CAD can weaken the heart muscle. This may lead to heart attacks and heart failure, which is a very serious condition where the heart cannot pump blood the way that it should. Believe it or not, this condition begins in childhood. That's right, by the age 10, nearly all kids have fatty streaks, the very first stage of the disease. Then the plaques start forming in your 20s, get worse in your 30s, and can start killing by the time you hit your 40s. A study published in 1953 revealed 300 autopsies performed on US battle soldiers of the Korean War. Their average age was 22 years old, and 77% of all the soldiers' hearts had gross evidence, meaning visible to the eye evidence of coronary disease. Some of them had vessels that were clogged up 90% or more. The Journal of the American Medical Association concluded hardening of the arteries appear years and decades before the age at which coronary heart disease becomes a problem, which means before symptoms arise. Follow-up studies on the hearts of thousands of more soldiers over the subsequent years confirmed same results. Another study showed that fatty streaks were found in the arteries of 100% of kids by age 10. What's accounting for this buildup of plaque even in childhood? In the 80s, we got our first clue looking at autopsies for those dying between the ages of 3 years old to age 26. And the number one risk factor was cholesterol. Cholesterol is found only in animal foods, especially eggs, cheese, bacon, sausage. Our bodies make cholesterol, and if you consume extra, there is a limit to all the cholesterol your body can absorb. That builds up plaque in your arteries, leading to a heart attack. 500 researchers from more than 300 institutions in 50 countries developed the largest study of risk factors for death and disease in history. This analysis is called 2010 Global Burden of Disease Study, and it was funded by the Bill Gates Foundation. The results were shocking. It turns out that the leading cause of both death and disability is the American diet, followed by smoking. Wow! Wait a minute. So you're telling me that my diet is sabotaging me? Perhaps. What you eat could save you or could kill you. You choose. The point is, heart disease is preventable. It doesn't come with aging, but it has everything to do with lifestyle. Cholesterol and high blood pressure don't naturally go up as we age. There are, yes, some rare genetic conditions that give people high cholesterol no matter what they eat, but such genetic defects occur in no more than 1 in 200 people. This means, of course, The most people that have high cholesterol, it's because what they put in their mouth. The InterHeart study concluded that more than 90% of risk of our #1 killer is attributed to things that we can do something about it, like eating fruits and vegetables every day. The most important risk factor by far was cholesterol, twice as important as exercise, followed by smoking. Their follow-up study called InterStroke, published in 2010, concluded that 90% of strokes were also preventable. Oh, but my cholesterol is very low and I'm active, I exercise, I don't smoke, I'm healthy. Good for you, fair enough. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever eaten a low-carb diet? Then I gotta tell you, this episode is also for you. All of us already have tried and done low-carb diets. But the question is it really healthy? Is it really sustainable? Let's take a look at it. The chair of Harvard's nutrition department went on record saying that the recommendation of unlimited amounts of meat and eggs is dangerous. Scientific studies have shown that a dietary pattern characterized by high protein and fat, low carbohydrate was associated with poor artery function. Meaning low-carb diets effectively cripple people's arteries. A study reported recently in a journal of the American Dietetic Association showed a healthy 51-year-old man with pretty good cholesterol, no chest pain. He was gaining a few pounds though, so he decided to go on a low-carb diet. 1 month in, his cholesterol shot through the roof. But hey, he lost 5 pounds, so he kept it up. And after 2 years on a diet, he lost 3 pounds and he started having chest pain and landed in an emergency room. He got a cardiac procedure which found a 90% blockage of one of his coronary arteries, supplying blood to his heart. Luckily, they found it in time. He was eventually discharged from the hospital and finally decided, you know what, maybe this low-carb thing isn't such a great idea. So he switched to a low-fat diet with greens, whole grains, beans, vegetable, nuts. 2 months on a new lifestyle, his weight was down, his cholesterol was down. Now, a skeptic might suggest that he had clogged arteries before he even started the low-carb diet. But no. He actually got a coronary artery scan right before, and there was no measurable plaque in his coronary arteries. So come with me. Just 29 months later, after the initiation of the low-carb diet, 90% blockage. It's crazy, right? The chair of the American Medical Association's Council of Food and Nutrition believes that low-carb diets are dangerous and serious threat to health. So even if you're healthy now, that's great. Stay that way. Watch out for the diets out there and for cholesterol-rich foods such as eggs, bacon, sausage, and organs. Exercise. Don't smoke. Eat fruits, legumes, grains, and veggies every day. Keep an eye on the cholesterol. The sooner you take control of your health, the better. The sad part is, majority of the Americans die suddenly, and the first symptom is usually their last. In other words, you may not even realize you are at risk until it's too late. You could be feeling perfectly fine one moment, and then an hour later, you're gone forever. That is why it's so critical to prevent heart disease in the first place. To sum up, the most likely reason most of our loved ones will die is heart disease. It is up to us to make our own decisions into what we eat and how we live, but we could make these choices consciously, educating ourselves about the predictable consequences of our actions. If you watching are older than 10 years old of age, the choice likely isn't whether or not to eat healthy to prevent heart disease. It's whether or not you want to reverse the heart disease you may already have. Many doctors and scientists proved you can reverse heart disease with a plant-based diet. But we don't need to wait until our first heart attack to reverse heart disease. We can start reversing now. We can start reversing heart disease in our kids tonight. For more information, check Nutrition Facts website, American Heart Association website. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay happy. See you next time.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.